So hello and welcome to another episode of Things for Us. Today we're going to look at Confessions of an R107 SL owner. So if you're new to the channel, you probably won't know much about this car. This is my R107 SL. It's a 1985 380 SL. Now I've owned this car for around 2 years now. So I want to do today's video purely to tell you about my experience with this car, the highs, the lows, and where we're at with the car at the moment, what my future plans are with the car. And at the very end of the video, I'll be asking the question using the power of hindsight of would I do it all again and would I actually buy this car again, knowing what I know now. So I suppose we should start with why did I actually want an R107 SL? Well, for me, it's a dream car. I've always looked at these at car shows and I've always just one day, I thought one day I'd love to actually own one of those. And there's very few cars I actually feel that way about. Possibly the only other car I feel that way is an AMG. I would love an AMG one day just to sort of say I've done that bit. I've got the classic Mercedes now, I've got the modern classic. I sort of would feel like I need to, that's an itch I need to scratch with the AMG. I've driven an AMG GT, absolutely loved it. So maybe in a few years' time when the price of those continues to come down, maybe I might pick up one of those. So let's talk about how I actually ended up with this particular car. Well, my partner and I were sort of looking around for more of a classic car. We've sort of got a modern classic, we've got a new car, but we hadn't really got anything that old, to be honest. And I had said that I wasn't going to buy a Mercedes. At the time, I had three Mercedes, and three Mercedes and one of them's right. I said I wasn't going to buy another one. I said I want something different. I want a different brand. I want to experience something new and something different. So I saw a few eligible cars down at Brightwell's auctions in Leominster in Herefordshire, and it was my birthday and on the viewing days, so having a viewing day for the auction, and a few days later you go and actually make your purchase online, go into the bidding online. So as a bit of a birthday treat, partner said yes for us to go down, have a look at the cars, and of course this was for auction down there. Now they had this one, they had an earlier, I think 1972, quite an early car, and that was a little bit, the bodywork had a few issues with that one. This one for me, I like the colour combination more. I think that was a white with black, and I just prefer the colour combination more. Bodywork looks a little bit nicer as well. It's a slightly later car, and having the later car a little bit more drivable. So I fell in love with this car pretty much straight away, and it was a car, it's like a big sort of barn they almost have. And I walked in, and of course, this car was pretty much white in front of me. It was one of the first cars you saw when you actually walked in. So my partner sums up perfectly because she knew within 30 seconds of the car I was going to have this car no matter what. Now, I managed to get this car for a good price. I put my highest bid in the auction, didn't meet reserve. We sort of did a bit of negotiating between myself and the seller by the auction house, and I ended up being the happy owner of an R107 SL. So my dream was now complete. So not only have I bought my dream car, I'd also got one with a V8 engine. Now, I'd always wanted a car with a V8. Didn't necessarily have a Mercedes, but it was sort of everything was white for this car. I really like the colour combination of it, and this colour has really grown on me. Originally, I wanted the signal red, the bright red. You see a lot of the SLs painting that, but since I've had this car, it's really grown on me. I've had so many compliments about people like this colour. It is a metallic colour as well, which is a bit of an advantage over the signal red, which is a solid colour. So in the sun, it's got sort of nice metallic flakes in there. So it does look quite nice, particularly with the interior. It's very nice. You've also got to factor in that these cars always seem to be steadily rising in value, just that little bit. I don't think they'll ever be multi-million-pound cars like a 300 SL Gullwing, but I do think they're always going to be a fairly safe investment. I don't really like using the word investment around cars, to be honest, because I do believe that cars are here to be enjoyed, but I do think these values, these 107S are slowly going to gradually build up. Now, for me, this was a problem because I knew that I had to buy one of these SLs fairly soon in the next few years before they get too expensive, even for a sort of entry-level, usable example. So I sort of knew I had to, if I was going to do this, I had to pull the trigger fairly soon. So yeah, I'm so glad I did. I'm so glad I bought it. So I don't expect to make money on this car. That's not what it's all about. So what are the positives? What have I enjoyed about owning this car? Well, for me, it's about the way it makes me feel. Every time I drive this car, every time I go out in this car, I feel so very special. I think for me, it's a sort of combination of a few things. Now, this car hasn't always been 100% running well. And after, when you get it out on the road and it's running right, like recently, it feels really good. You also have to think about the fact that the word iconic banded around quite a bit these days, and everything seems to be iconic. But I do believe that this is one of the most iconic cars Mercedes have ever made. The fact this was in production for 18 years for various reasons, and the fact that people remember this car, particularly in the 80s, and know what a prestigious car it is, even if you don't necessarily know that much about cars, is really fantastic. And also, whenever I take this car out, I always seem to get people waving, people looking, people passing comments. The amount of comments at car shows that I get whenever I take this car is always amazing. So, whatever I'm doing with this car, it always makes me feel very good. Last point here is that also this is my dream car. It feels so good when I take this car out and drive it down the road knowing that I've achieved my dream. So I suppose we better talk about the downsides of this car. Well, it hasn't all been fantastic, let's be honest. And we've had a little bit of a love-hate relationship with this car at times. I'm glad to report at the moment I'm in love with this car, and this car seems to be running okay. It's given me lots of happiness, which is fantastic. But we have had to solve lots of issues. There's been issues that I've found along the way, issues that I've had to sort, and this car has actually been away for about 6 months during that 2 years. So really, it's only been here at my house and in the barn now for around probably 18 months. The rest of the time I've been away having various work done. I'm glad to report now it does really run well. It's a good usable classic. It's not concourse. It's never going to be pristine. If you have watched my channel before, you know how I like to run my cars. I'll always get them running, driving fantastically, but they're never going to be a concourse winner. They're never going to be a massive show winner. I just like to get to the point where I can actually use and enjoy these cars. There's no point in having a car that's sat in the back of the barn or sat under a tarpaulin just not doing anything, just sat there wasting away, to be honest. Now, although I say we've had issues with this car, you've got to remember that this is a 40-year-old car. In September, this car turns 40 years old, 1985 car. So, of course, there's going to be issues, there's going to be problems, and I don't ever want to be seen as being one of those sort of whiny people that buys an older car and then whines on about all little issues and problems with them, because it is an older car, it's going to have issues, things are going to be worn out on it, it's going to need a constant stream of maintenance. So I don't really seem to be whining on about it. If I do have issues and I talk about them on a video, it's more because I maybe want some help with that and maybe some guidance. And the amount of help that people have given me on this car over the last 2 years have been fantastic. People have sent me videos of the issue and how their car works. People have given lots of advice, different avenues to go and look down. And I really think that's a big bonus, going back to the bonus side of things, that actually the community, particularly mainly here on YouTube, that's the main community I have and I sort of rely on, have been fantastic. So big thanks to all those people that helped me out. So let's summarise my owner's experience of this SL. Well, it really has been a roller coaster. Have been ups, have been down, but at the moment, the SL and I are in quite a good place in our relationship. It's running really well. I'm not going to say it's not going to be an issue in the future, and there definitely are issues that I know and maintenance that are going to be needing doing and problems that will need sorting eventually. But at the moment, the car is running and driving really well, and that's sort of what I want, really. Get the car running and driving well, looking smart, and if there are a few issues, we'll deal with them at some point in the future. So our partner and I recently entered into the Euro Millions, which is basically a lottery, and the prize was 130 odd million euro. And we were talking about if we won, well, we were likely to, but if we did win, what would we do with the money? And once we got sort of paid off the mortgage, done up the house, sort of, looked after friends and family and all that sort of stuff, my partner said, what would you do with the money? And the first thing I said, and I knew she meant like car related, and the first thing I said, I'd probably get the SL drivetrain all sorted. There's a few little issues. I'd probably have a bit of a drivetrain restoration almost and get the engine rebuilt. And it's funny because I could have easily said, oh, I'm going to have a big garage, I'm going to fill it full of very expensive exotic cars, but I didn't. My natural reaction was actually to get this car done up. So I know this car is going to be with me long term. And that's why the investment side for me isn't necessarily an issue, because I know it's going to keep going up over time, but equally I'm going to have to go and spend money on this car as we go along. So probably not really ever like to make any money unless value these shoot up suddenly overnight for some weird reason. I don't think they will. So what are my current plans for the SL? Well, I think it's just to continue doing what I'm doing. Keep using it, keep enjoying it, keep it running and driving nicely, keep it looking smart. There are a few other little jobs I know I've got to do. I'm still trying to sort out the soft top cover and all the issues I've with that. That should have been a nice simple job, as you've seen probably in the first two parts of that problem and the videos I've done to try and solve that issue. It's been a bit more complicated than that, and thankfully people have been sending me videos and giving me links to YouTube videos, so thank you much for everyone that has offered their support for that. It is appreciated. I am hopeful. I've ordered another part yesterday, so fingers crossed that should be the final part I have to order, and hopefully it'll be sorted, but we'll see. That's hoping in the final part, but there might yet be a part 4 coming. So yes, a few other little jobs, another bits I'm going to be doing along the way. But at the moment, I think because this car's had we've had a little bit of a rocky relationship the first couple of years, with having problems going to the SL shop, spending all that time over there, and obviously finding more issues than I planned on. But hey ho, welcome to the world of classic car ownership. I think this year I just really want to use this car and just enjoy it. So would I go back and tell past Stephen to buy this car or not to buy it? Well, I would tell you to go and buy it. I would say there are going to be a few more issues than you would expect, but that's the world of classic cars again. But ultimately, you've got to keep going, keep seeing that end goal of having a nice, drivable, usable classic that people will absolutely seem to really like, and you also like it as well. So thank you very much for watching my Confessions of an R107 SL owner. I would love to hear your experiences, the ups and downs of SL ownership, and whether you would actually go back in time and tell yourself to buy an SL or not, or go and find something else, or whether it be that particular car or buy another car. Let me know in the comments below how your experiences have been. So just before we go, this year I've got a massive target to hit 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. Now we're on track to that target, but I just want to ask, if you've enjoyed this video today, please do hit that subscribe button, and just a big thank you to everyone that has hit that subscribe button and continue to like and comment on the video. So thank you much for that. So it's going to be goodbye for me today. Hope you've enjoyed this little sort of insight into ownership of an SL. So it's goodbye from me, goodbye from the SL, and we'll see you again very soon. Goodbye.